we're also done with the preseason, but we have some superlatives to hand out. Coming out of week 3, Chris, birthday boy, you get the first crack.
Okay. I'm 41. I'm going to go to another 40-year-old something here. My superlative is holy crapola, okay? Have fun writing that on the graphic on the bottom there. Holy crapola Tom Brady. I mean, what? I know the world thinks I'm a Tom Brady hater, and I am sometimes. I get it. Yes, I get sick of him getting credit for everything on the face of the earth. But he does not get credit for how awesome his arm is and the way he looked the other night. I mean, he looked like it again, throwing the ball as good as I've ever seen him throw it. I mean, every throw here, Mike, we're going to watch. You're just going to go, I mean, this guy's 43 making this throw. I mean, look at this.
44,
whatever. Who the hell cares anymore? I mean, damn. It's unbelievable. The pace on these balls. Like, don't anybody at me anymore on Twitter and be like, Brady doesn't have a strong arm. Yes, he does. It is one of the stronger arms in the history of the sport. Yeah, it's not Marino and Favre and Mahomes and Rodgers, but it's the next group down. And, man, he just looks more comfortable. I mean, those weapons, the way he's throwing the football, and then you hear that he's got this great understanding of the playbook and he's so much more comfortable now this year. I just go, wow, watch out. Cowboys got no chance on Thursday night. I mean, they do, but not really, because I think the Bucs are a clear cut above anybody in the NFC right now. I think the 49ers can challenge them. We'll see a few other teams if they can get it straight. But right now, I think it's cream of the crop, the Bucs, especially with Brady looking the way he has in his 2 little appearances.
Yeah, I mean, let's not get so caught up in the notion that it's wide open and anyone can win it. Of course, it's true, but when you look at the NFC,
yeah,
the Buccaneers found a way to win the Super Bowl and stay exactly who they were,
right.
If not get a little bit better with the addition of Gio Bernard. So I don't know that they can win the Super Bowl because the best team of the AFC this year may be able to beat them.
Yeah,
but they can get there.
Yeah,
I don't know who else in that conference is going to keep from happening. And, they were 7-5 last year before they found the gas pedal. They're going to find the gas pedal a lot earlier this year. The one dynamic is injury, and I'm not going to say to whom, but injury is what could derail it.
Yeah,
but
no
Brady looking great at 44.
Woo.
All right, my first one, a guy that you voiced some concerns about last week, concerns addressed in a couple of drives on Friday night. Patrick Perfection. I was going to say Perfect Pat, but I know that his mother prefers that he be called Patrick. So it's Perfect Patrick, 158.3 passer rating, 2 drives. Although the first touchdown, the 35-yard throw to Tyreek Hill, Bashaud Breeland was up in coverage. He let him run right by him.
Well, you think he would know? He practiced against him. Like, hey, he's faster than you. What are you doing?
He ran right by him. This isn't it. This is one of the other throws.
That throw was insane.
Sidearm. That little take it for granted sidearm laser from Patrick Mahomes. There goes Tyreek Hill, top of the screen. Bashaud Breeland doesn't even get in his way. It's kind of like he owed him money, and instead of paying him back, he decided to let him run by him on a 35-yard touchdown. But Mahomes looked great. The Chiefs looked very good, very crisp offensively in the 2 drives against a defense that had a lot of its starters out, but plenty of starters were on the field.
Right.
And the Chiefs are ready to go. They're ready to go. They're motivated. They're driven. They're focused, and they're better than they were last year, especially on the offensive line. So, Mahomes, I know you had some concerns, and maybe in the regular season we'll see some inconsistencies, but he looked pretty good Friday night.
Amazing. I mean, he really did. I will still say that I don't think he looks still totally normal running still. I will. I still don't see like 6 gear or just something looks off, and I'm going to look more into it. But some of the throws he missed 2 weeks ago where I was like, damn, I've never seen him miss some of those throws or miss them to the way where the receivers couldn't get hands on the balls and things like that. I was sitting there with the big effer, Big Phil on Friday night when that game was on, and my little boy was there too, who's the little effer. And, I mean, that one throw that you're talking about, that sidearm throw, they had an end zone shot of it, and right there when I saw that throw, sidearm down by his knee, through a lane, and I wish we had it, but the way the ball was spinning, me and my dad looked at each other like, oh, he's got it tonight. Watch out. Here he goes. And, that was cool to see. And here's the throw. Here it is. You see it. Again, like you said, we've become so accustomed to seeing this, but, like, No, this is the only guy. Maybe Josh Allen and Rodgers can do this, but not to quite the way Mahomes does it. I mean, sidearm between the offensive lineman, between the linebacker and the corner down there, and then not only sidearm, but sidearm fastball. Like look at the ball. It never goes over 5.5 feet in the air. I mean, it hits Travis Kelce 20 yards down the field, right, in the breadbasket. So that's where he's amazing that way. It's the deliveries, everything like that. And, Mike, you're right. I mean, we talk about Tampa being the same. The Chiefs, they're going to be better with that O-line. And Jerron Reed on the defensive line, and Chris Jones at D tackle. Mike Hughes looks good from your Minnesota Vikings. He returned a punt in the game that got called back. I mean, so they didn't stand pat and just go, oh, we'll get back again with the same team. I respect their aggressiveness in the offseason. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw the same two damn teams in the Super Bowl again this year.
And that throw, it's the thing that defies all quarterback convention. It was a shortstop throw.
Yeah.
That was the thing he brought to the NFL 3 years ago. He wasn't in a base. He wasn't moving his hips the right way. He was running forward, and he just flicked his wrist, and the first baseman caught it, and that's Patrick Mahomes when things are clicking, and they were clicking very well. All right, you're up. What do you got?
Well, I mean, I got to go to my boy Blue, okay? I mean, wow. Just, I don't even know what I want to say here. But yeah, just let's go with my boy Blue. My boy Blue. Because we were wondering what they might look like, Buffalo. I was kind of like, will they try to run the ball this year a little bit more and do that? And like we saw from the 49ers, where I go, no, I think that's the way they're going to play, what we saw the other night. I watched that game and I went, well, what was I thinking? Yeah, they're going to take the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. Yeah, right. I mean, 3rd and 20, this is where him and Mahomes are scary. Rodgers is too. 3rd and 20, it just gives them the green light, the guts to make a power throw down the field. But he was insane in that game. It is getting, to me, to Mahomes' type of feel where you just go, you can't stop him. You can't. I mean, I know some great defenses in football will certainly do it, but he's kind of given that vibe. I don't know if you feel the same way I do, Mike. You just go, he's capable of doing anything on the football field, just like Mahomes, and you just go, it's going to take a special defense to stop just him alone.
Yeah, he looked great on Saturday. Couple of touchdown drives, long sustained drives. That pass, though, to Gabriel Davis for the first touchdown, that thing was a laser.
Right.
And it's just like, there we go. He's back, and the Bills will be fine. A lot of worries about the Bills with the COVID situation, but as long as Josh Allen can suit up and play every week, they'll find guys to run the routes and catch the passes because he'll put the ball there for whoever it is to catch it. And they looked very, very good. Yeah. I know, hey, last year maybe they were playing out of their heads a little bit, but if and there's a lot of people who think that Allen's just going to regress because last year was the aberration.
No.
I think last year was the beginning.
Right.
Last year was the arrival. And it's going to continue indefinitely into the future, and they obviously believe it, or they wouldn't have given him that massive contract several weeks back. All right, Hale Morgan is my next one, and it was a historic night at MetLife Stadium. They delayed the start of the game. A lot of people missed this one, but it was the first 60-minute tie in the NFL since 1973, thanks to a James Morgan Hail Mary pass with time expiring, followed by a 2-point run by Josh Adams to force a 31-31 tie. I did a double take, and I know they changed the rule this year.
Yeah.
No more overtime in the preseason.
Right.
But when I saw 31-31, I still did a double take because usually you see the OT in parentheses when there's a tie game. It's like, wait a minute, this is weird. This is odd. Oh, wait, no overtime anymore in the preseason. And I thought, because I didn't know how it ended, it was the next morning, and I didn't watch that game live. I'm thinking, oh, please don't tell me they scored a touchdown and went for 1 instead of 2. No, they were down 8, scored the touchdown, went for 2 to tie it up, got it. After the Hail Mary, there's been a couple of Hail Marys in the preseason. I hope that's a harbinger of things to come. Yeah, right. So good for James Morgan. Hey, they need a backup who can play if Zach Wilson would get banged up at all. And James Morgan made a good case for himself the other night.
Yeah, that was cool. It really was. I mean, yeah, this game got delayed because we had basically a monsoon here in the Northeast on Friday night that came through the New York area. But, hey, he launches this about 60 yards. Great catch in the mosh pit there. And then, hey, Saleh just showing some toughness, running the ball to go for the 2-point conversion and doing that. the Jets, I feel horrible for them, the fact that they've been so, snake bitten by injuries and things like that. But I do like the way they play, the speed of their football team. You could tell there's a real emphasis on, running the ball, winning the line of scrimmage. And I don't care who you are. Look at this. Look, it's the preseason. The guys are happy to not lose. Yeah, it's a tie, so what? But we didn't lose. And even though you're not playing, it doesn't mean anything. There's still a lot of emotions that go into these games, so that was cool to see.
Hey, for a lot of those guys that were out on the field, that's the last memory they're going to have of football for their lives. I don't know. Some of them may bounce around and get chances elsewhere, but it was a lot of guys who are destined to be released by tomorrow, and that's it. In that moment, they have to be thinking, this very well may be it, because I'm not going to be here come Tuesday, and I'm not going to land somewhere else.
Right. No, you're exactly right. It could be your last moment there, and you just try to enjoy it and be with the team and have fun and enjoy the moment as you're in it. My next one, just what the doctor ordered. Doctor, I need more cowbell. Doctor, I need to see Trevor Lawrence throw touchdowns. Okay, bam, he did it. That's right. I got to go with that. Trevor Lawrence was amazing yesterday at 1 p.m. on the East Coast here playing the Dallas Cowboys. He showed, I think, yesterday he's going to quiet some of the issues with the Jacksonville. They haven't been great on offense with the first team. That should be perfect as far as, hey, give us a little confidence. Give Trevor Lawrence some confidence. Both games he's played so far, the Saints, he was under a lot of pressure last week. The first game, he made a few mistakes. But, man, this game, this is why they drafted him number one. Big guy in the pocket, strike down the sideline, can't defend that. Double move, great little quick pump fake, gets the ball out of his hands. Easy peasy right there, touchdown. This little check down in the flat, never lost control of the ball the whole game. His only incompletion was actually on the money. Here's a great play. Great throw to Laviska Shenault. His only incompletion was that exact play that we showed last night on the show where he should have thrown to Laviska Shenault on a third down, but he tried to force in the underneath throw. But I thought he looked a lot more comfortable, and just the way the ball popped off his hand was, I think, very encouraging, and Jacksonville should feel a lot better going into week one now that they got that little success.
As I observed on Twitter yesterday, to the confusion of many, not bad for a guy who barely beat out the guy they sent to Philly for a bowl of soup and a half-eaten box of raisins. By the way, if you're going to do the Christopher Walken cowbell thing, you can't just say, hey, doctor, I need more cowbell. You got to set it up a little bit more. You got to use the whole line. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. You were close.
I was close.
That's like a pop culture Simsism for you.
You're right. There's something there as a doctor. What am I getting that from? I couldn't remember what the hell.
That's it. But
okay.
but it's I got a fever.
I know. I blew it. Shocker.
More cowbell. In Chicago, the only prescription is more Justin Fields. He played and I'm pivoting away from the superlatives because that's our next topic here. He played the full half of the preseason finale, 7 for 10, 54 yards, a touchdown, 13 rushing yards. He got the start because they wanted to keep Andy Dalton in bubble wrap. He's going to start week one. There's been no reason to think that that's going to change, Chris. But I still feel like when I think of the Bears, I think of the 49ers. We're going to see Justin Fields in some capacity, and the more he shows that he can get it done, the more likely he's going to take over.
I agree. I think it's a real short leash for Andy Dalton. I really think that week one might be the only game he starts. I also will say this, because I know we're going to commercial break. I felt like they didn't want Justin Fields to look too awesome in this game. They called a conservative game with him at quarterback. I think so they didn't have to hear it these next 2 weeks about putting him in over Andy Dalton.
Delicate balance to do what Matt Nagy wants to do, which is at least give Andy Dalton a chance to lose the job on the field in games that count. And maybe he will. We'll find out.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.